Alright peeps, welcome back to Split City, the penultimate episode. Look at all of the flooding we got going on because of our fancy keys. And our fancy keys is something we're going to be sorting out this episode. We're going to be developing this new quayside into a big high-rise area. A bit like we did over here when we expanded the quay-out. To the dismay of all of these waterfront property havers here. But before we delve into all of that, I want to do a little bit of flood prevention before it gets too late because the water's pretty much already here. Give me a size 30 brush, give me the 126 metres, and we're going to do a full flood barrier all the way around here. Now, so new, we've got some proper flood defences around the tunnels for the M2, and I think I popped it in just in the nick of time and all. It was just about to start flooding. I mean, didn't mind the water that's in there. That's pretending water. We didn't worry with that. Like I see, I took it all the way around from where the gun's up to the bridge there. On both sides. So this lower bit in the middle of the spiral about is fully protected once again. Dave, no worry about the fact there's water there. That's just the council's free tyre washes you can buy. While we're on the subject of free tyre washes, I think we might have to go on to the Grafters Split. Because this whole new expansion / key that we put in the last episode, it did cause some mild floodage. We opened up this whole second flood channel here on the river. And then if you can back long, we can see where we ended the key. We have some mild flooding going on. Very mild, nothing we have to worry about, particularly. We just have to act quick. So if we look at the level where it's flooding, that's 121 metres. I've selected this building here because it's at 122 metres. That's going to be our target height. And then I'm going to select all these nodes and buildings around here. Apart from the water pumps, very important, we didn't touch the water pumps. So now I've got all that selected, give it the L Control H, up to that level. And now we're not going to have any flooding issues. And because we didn't touch the water pumps, I haven't destroyed the pipes on them. And to get rid of all of these trees and such on the road, you just select any upgrade that's not on there, right click it, and it automatically updates the road. Just do that wherever necessary. And now we're looking tickety-boo. The water on the road once again is just the council giving everyone a free tyre wash. But with that crisis averted out of the Grafters Split, we can turn our attention back to the living split. Can do in here. And say, you know what, your mayor's not feeling as generous as he was earlier. You're all gonna have to shift your hooses in your lives elsewhere. And if you want to, you can shift your hooses in your lives over here. Just as soon as I sort this bit of flooding out here. And as I was saying, if you want to shift, you can move in to a brand new UK mixed residential lot. Now unfortunately, after squeezing these all together, this house doesn't fit. So be gone. But the rest of this little fancy estate looks tickety-boo, doesn't it? Everyone's loving it, like. And by everyone, I mean me. The truckies coming out the middle of the shops. Oh, and this area is just going to get better and better as the episode goes on, peeps. Particularly since we're going to be sorting this low bit of road out. Oh, I just realised these are all spawned buildings. Right, before I do anything else, I'm going to have to whip out the old Control P, replop all of these buildings manually. But don't worry, I won't make you sit through that. I'll catch you in a bit. Alright, well, all these buildings manually plopped. Let's remove all of the zoning, so all of the naturally spawned buildings get out of here. And the reason I'm doing that is because if we're going to highly develop this quayside, we need some fair dinkum road access. And what better way to add nice, easy, free-flowing road access than a big old roundabout? Well, I kind of fit a roundabout in here. We've got the historic Heath pub with terraces, that needs to stay around. We've got the historic UK shopping terrace, that needs to stick around. And we've got the historic North East district, that needs to stick around too. And ye know we divnay pause here when it comes to good old fashioned construction and road reroutes. Instead what we do is we slap a gravel road on and we call it good. And then with our gravel road on, we can, without any concern, delete all these stubs of road here, clearing up some fair dinkum space. And now let's quickly set this up so, you know, it's a tad efficient. We may as well allow people to chuck UEs if they get to here and they're like, oh hell no. I will say, I adore this site, like, you've got the old road just cut off, the new temporary road going at a 90-degree angle. Oh, it is fan-bloody-tastic, this, like. Alright, so everyone's happy there. Nobody's going to be doing any dodgy manoeuvres. Let's quickly sort out one more thing before we induce a huge amount of population. You see, we're running with an elementary school again. And instead of filling this whole Quayside up with elementary schools, I installed a mod. A little service block mod. And what we're going to do with this bad lad, with snapping off, we're going to put a nice little pod on there to say this is a school, so everybody knows it's a school. And then we're going to do this upgrade, which turns it into an elementary school with 100 capacity. And we're just going to plonk that inside the building. Click, I don't know, once, twice, maybe 100 times. And now we've got an elementary school with 10,000 student capacity just for Evergreen Swamp. So ye be gone. And I don't know why you dislike that. This school, it loves it. All the funding it's getting. With its 12,000 capacity. Seems we're getting a little bit of flooding here. Maybe we go shifty, shift, click. Control H. To the key height. And then that should block any more flood waters from coming in. But now, enjoy your day. What's with the traffic? What is with this traffic? I was going to say enjoy your free tyre wash, but we need to sort this traffic out, like. Crossings. It's a busy old crossing, like. We could do something about that, or we can dive in between these two big elementary schools here. Ask the students to tag the wall a bit. Cheers, pals. And then once again, left click 100 times. And there's our 10,000 elementary school capacity just for Terrace Hills. Oh, yeah, you be gone. Your path can be gone as well. Oh, straight in with the zoning. Actually, you know what? Let me quickly just pull up some hooses in here. And I give old mate a free upgrade to a one longer hoose, cause he was cheeky and got constructing straight away. And I can also see where a bit of flooding might be coming from, like that school was well low. There's that bit of ground just chilling, hanging about day and night. And we officially have enough elementary capacity. That is bloody mint. We need to sort out with high schools at some point, like, but we'll worry about that maybe a bit later on, after we popped all these hooses in. Oh, the roundabouts first. We're doing the roundabout first anyway. We'll check after that. Oh, we're flooding canny bad here, aren't we, like? I just raised all this up and we're flooding again. We get raised for hopefully the final bloody time. And without further ado, let's get this roundabout crack-a-lackin'. Now that is what I call a roundabout. And look at that, we haven't taken away a single bench from the beer garden, even the one round the side here. We've got the building nigh on married up on both corners here with the roundabouts. The Heath Pub with Terrace lives on. And since we've got ourselves a skilled groundwork crew, we can push this new roundabout right up to the limits here, while keeping the structural foundations of the Heath Pub with Terrace. And with one quick non-upgrade later, that's looking bloody lovely for me. The only thing I need to do now is somehow figure out exactly how I'm going to be connecting these up. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. With a little bit of moving, I reckon I can get that looking schmickaroo-like. I'm liking the look of that. That's not half bad, that, like. If I could replicate that for the rest of it, this might come out looking half decent. Let's do a little stub coming out here. A little stub connecting in there. And now that it's 20 past midday, it is the perfect time to call roadworks road closures. We're going to have to real casually delete these entire bits of road to avoid any nonsense and reconnect it up. So, be gone, road! And we're going to have to real quickly and casually get that back on. Like, I mean, real quickly and casually. 90 degrees, get it looking lovely. Right, that's it, connected. Now we need to do this one. Ho ho! I want it all looking canny, so I deleted the whole road. But, I delete the whole road when I'm not pausing the game is a tad stressful to say the very least. Alright, I'm whipping out the complex core for this, like. We need to get complex with it. We need to get in nice and tidy, like. That's looking alright. Everyone's happy with that. And that means I'm happy with that. The roundabout is coming along. It's a bit lopsided in how you're going at the moment. Doesn't quite work both directions, but we're getting there, we're getting there. Of course, our first priority is getting this bit of road connected. Come straight out, do a little bit of a turn, getting ready to get on the roundabout. Now that is connected up, you can come in now. Yes, traffic, come on in. Oh! Oh! What's happening here? What's happening here? What is... The water level's way down. Oh, these bloody buildings. Right, it's time for us to click these buildings, do Control H, and set them to the same height as the key behind them. And I suppose the issue was the old flooding servo. So ye, get moved up. And while I'm here, I may as well rebuild it and all. Just don't worry that you got pedestrians. Oh, it's put the bloody roundabout back in. Well, in that case, let us sort it out so the pedestrians aren't whacking on your roof there, pal. Spot on. Pedestrians didn't mind a bit of a hump about the servo. Now let's see if I can remember the order here. I think I delete all of this stuff first. Then you put an actual roundabout on. Then you delete the roundabout. And we're back at it. Oh, no. You need to bloody get rid of the traffic lights. Be gone, traffic lights. Keep going, slip roaders. No dodgy U-turns though. None of that. And now we're back to normal. We just need to wait for the floodwaters to subside somewhat. Might take a while. Oh, the UK mansions flooding. We can't be having that, like. Ooh! The canal town is backfiring somewhat. I can't imagine what will be making the water level rise. Can't imagine a single thing that will be causing it. How's a motorway tunnel doing though? Not bad. The bomb is protecting it. Oh, and it looks like the berm on this side's doing its job and all. This whole bit in the bottom will be absolutely flooded. Once again, don't mind the fact the tunnels are flooded. We don't look at that. What we do look at is these lecky buses coming through and not getting short-circuited because there's no water in the dig out underneath the spiral about here. Look at that ute gone and ruined. He's gone and ruined and he's gone and up at the same time, but he'll be gone and doing soon. I wonder if we can catch the ute. I'm sure we'll be able to, you know. Let's just scoot on through here. And then we're looking out for a grey ute. There he is, grey ute, got it under the water, but we're not looking at the water, so it's gone under the tunnel. This is so bad. This is so bad. Everything's flooding. Like, everything's flooding. So yeah, now we've got some real quick water getting out of the ring road here. And it's just sort of chilling, flooding everything else. What we need to do in that case then, where are we not flooding? Over here. Hang on, what? Why on earth are you rebuilding, pal? You know what, if you're going to be a funny bugger, get out of here. Well, I dare say it's time for a rather extensive shift up a bit. Right, so that should stop all the flooding. We've got some real tile keys here. Oh, we need to sort this bit out. Just a tad. The movement went a bit wonky, aka add and select this node. A little bit of Control 8 action, and we're back in the room. I need to make that a little bit less steep. Right, that looks a lot more reasonable now. The rest of this will sort itself out in no time. Oh no, the whole grand plan to reclaim the swamp. The swamp is reclaiming me development. Oh, we've got more flooding of our bloody terrace hills. Oh, move your buildings up, man, you noobs. Up to the height of the quay behind you. You're just going to have to deal with having a steep driveway down to the sunken road. Ooh, would you look at this, peeps? Not a single warning. Well, someone's waiting for an ambo, but like, oh, shut up with your garbo piling up. I don't want to hear about that. Oh, no! Why is it still happening? Bruh. Up with you. Why is this so low? Like, legit though, what happened? Alright, I'll put the hump back in. This should now stop flooding, because there's nothing down in the floor making it flood. Hey, well, looks like we're just going to have to wait even longer for all of this to dry up. And look, if we zoom out, doesn't even look flooded. The ring around the ring road looks spot on. Right, well, with the flooding panic out the way, let's get our last bit of connection back on here. Oh, a little something like that'll do. And now it's just a case of moving modding this to within an inch of its life. What do you reckon? That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Or at least it will once all of these pesky lights and everything are out of here. No lights at all. And no crossings anywhere near this bloody roundabout. No, it looks like a tasty little roundabout. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the old parked cars, so I'm going to go and grass around the edges and the middle of this entire roundabout here. Slip roads and everything. And not only that, there's gonna be fancy trees. Alright, now we've got a proper fancy pants roundabout. You can get any which direction you want, as long as it's clockwise. For realsies though, I'm kinda happy with that roundabout. I like that we've kept the Heath Club in there with terrace, you know. I like how everyone's just chilling and free-flowing around here. Now let's absolutely ruin that by putting far too many houses in, see if we can get past 69,000 all the way up to 96,000. And the way we're going to be doing that, as usual, is with the help of the Find It mod. Got shifting now to the Chinese packs. High sky in the pie rise only. 6 long. And I do believe there's a triangle building. We're going to be making this a proper little triangle key. And the reason I love the triangle, right, is I can do this. Look, have a look at this. I can proper squeeze it in between the road and the quay here. A bit like this is where the triangle wild estate begins. Oh, look at that part, lad. I can't wait to pop this in, like. It's not going to be a speedy up bit or anything. I think I might just have to. Very slowly faded into existence. Also, check out the flooding, see if that changed during the fade. Oh, with that big old fade done, you can see our triangle estate is mostly in. I did stop prematurely because, well, you're about to see, we've got no power. We are a tad overloaded in our one electrical substation here, feeding the entire living split. So, yeah, now, let's have a look where we can squeeze in another lucky substation. Maybe somewhere down here where all of these new high-rises are. And I see a little triangle spot next to the one tumble tower. Oh yeah, I reckon that French substation there fits perfectly in the northeast residential area. I mean, it probably does, to be fair, just squeezed in there amongst the high rises. Damn, that's so high. But yeah, now let's connect this up to the grid, and then we'll come back to speed 3, and everyone's got lecky. And we've got a lot of awnings. I've been speed 3ing while I've been plopping to hopefully, you know, not have a massive rush of moving traffic. I never sorted this out. All of the move-in traffic is happening, absolutely all of it, and it's just getting dumped into this bog standard stock interchange. Oh no. Emergency removal of any bonus traffic lights, any and all crossings on the roundabout, and most importantly, setting up some proper priorities and lane distributions. Well, let me show you me intersections. Of course, we've got no dodgy U-turns going on here, just going straight. You have to give way to the roundabout. Roundabout has ultimate priority every single which way you can. Full green, gan straight round. That's a fairly simple roundabout, to be fair. You exit, you keep gunning, give way if you're coming on, get into one of these lanes because they split off into separate directions. And then on this side, what I've done is I've give a tidy little left turn dedicated lane on the roundabout. Full priority there, and coming out the ring road and all. So yeah, now turning left has its own lane. I figure by the time they get all the way up here to where it actually needs to be merging, they can sort it out. I mean, they won't, but they can. Why is this flooded again? Why is this doing here again? Control H to the top and bloody stay there. Along with this bloody servo, of course. And you know what? You can just move on the roof. Just live on the roof, I don't even care. I'm going to click this node here, just in case I'm doing something weird with Move It Mod. Right, well, with that all sorted, the traffic should be tickety-boo, unless there's loads of dodgy pedestrian crossings for no reason. We can't be having pedestrian crossings this close to the roundabout, like. It's a busy place, this. But other than people making dodgy manoeuvres midway through, we're looking alright on the roundabout now. One of the reasons I chose these triangle buildings is if we can back in to find it, bring the lop depth down to 4, we find we have smaller triangle buildings that we can squeeze in these tight little spots here. Like right around the ring around there. Oh, fits in perfectly. The big one doesn't fit there. Now what about our this side of ring around there? Could we squeeze one in here? Oh, why we can't. Oh, there's even a perfect little triangle spot there. Surely that lets me plop that in there without going across the road anywhere. Ooh, mild road obstructions, but that's not a little bit of move it won't sort out. There we go. Spot on. Tickety-boo. You can pick up the gobble and no bother. Ooh, speaking of gobble, how we're handling it because, you know what? Doesn't matter because we've got all the traffic in the world. We're not really handling got it all back, yeah? What on earth has happened over the grafter split? All hell is broken loose. Once again, thankfully, we've got 3 lanes. People can just drive by like no matter. But with slip roads are holding up. We're motorway, apart from the numerous crashes on it, is holding up just nicely. Aye, now it's a matter with the grafter split. We're not flooding. Just double check while we're here, you know. Good etiquette as a mayor to make sure our offices aren't flooding, which they're not. Everything over here is tickety-boo. You know what I'm going to do, though? To stop this type of thing from happening, where the crash on one bit of the motorway is affecting both sides of it here, I'm going to whip up a sound barrier from where the bridge touches down all the way along to where the M2 dips underground. Which is, well, just, yeah, it's not that far. Just a quick, plop. And then just to be safe, I'll do the same on the inside edge, again in this direction, and I'll look at the state of that, man. Look at all of that. It's just so much carnage. Well, and a bit of busage as well. But mostly carnage. There we are, flying along the motorway at 100 kilometers an hour in with big sedan. I mean, with caravan. So we're going to get amazing views of what's up ahead. Ooh, we're cheeky little beggars. We're diving in the bus lane. And then, don't worry, I'm not going to make you sit and go through traffic. I mainly just wanted to show off me fancy new sound barriers. Not really to protect any businesses from sound, but to protect the motorways from each other. I do actually kind of like this. I like it a lot. I am scared of all of those warnings, like. How are we doing in the crematoriums? Oh, we're absolutely lambasted. 14 out of 15. 12 out of 15. 0 out of 10. I like that. Hang on, why 10? No. Alrighty then. In that case, what we're going to do is we're going to whip out the good old-fashioned tactic of plopping the building on the go, Yui there. Oh, I need to delete the hedge again. That's the only issue when you start updating things around, well, maybe not the best place buildings. And I don't say it because it sticks onto the road, but because it's perpetually saying it doesn't have enough bloody customers. I wonder why. You're a fancy swanky hotel in the middle of the industrial estate next to a fuel plant and a crematorium. Oh, what a place for the Emerald Building, like. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oi, calm it. I've got your back, pal. Let me just replop you down. And you know what? Because I'm feeling nice, you're getting a sound barrier too. Now you won't have vehicles flying through your factory. But I will do everyone a favour and remove this bit of sound barrier, so when you're coming up from the Gore-Slip roads, you can actually see what's coming. Bruh, can you please, hurry up and, despawn? Bruh, are you for real? I swear, doing go into the middle of the motorway, I couldn't care less about you, pal. And then, oh, now you despawn when the bulldozer's threatened. Aha, I thought so. So what amount of hearses we've got to pick up dead bodies is now to matter. It's just the fact that there's, loads of traffic getting in there. And there's, actually no fixing this traffic, unfortunately. It's just this. It's just the dodgy mergers. There's nothing I can do. I could make this a 5-lane motorway. And let me show you how I know this. Why else would I have a 4-lane edition Sydney motorway and a 5-lane edition Sydney motorway? I know for a fact this unfortunately does not work, and they just all change lanes down here anyway, even though they've got their own lane all the way back to here. Because, in my experiments, this is where I've usually started the 5 lanes from, because 3 lanes, 2 lanes, 5 lanes. But yeah, makes no difference. In this game. Imagine being this helicopter pilot, just having to land in and amongst all of these high-rises here. I mean, I don't think he cares, he just flies straight through them. But if you are respecting the laws of physics, it might be a bit of a nightmare to land your helicopter in there. Now, this isn't a full-walled city here. You'll be able to see there's slightly larger gaps between some of the buildings than others. And this isn't the larger gap, this is just a bright gap because, there's no big buildings past it. The larger gap is right next to it. And this gap is where we squeeze some paths down onto the quay. So we've got full connectivity between the entire city here. Because this quay goes all the way around both splits of this split city. And most crucially, connects up rather easily with Terrace Hills parking under here. Which, oh damn. It's pretty bloody chocker under here. We've started to fall off on the 5th street over. But all of these cars at 45s here, these are all parked underground. Every single one of them. There's a lot of them. A hell of a lot of them. A lot of them. Parking pretty much all hour. I think the only spots that are yet to fill up are properly in the middle here where you have to go for a long walk to get to anywhere. One more thing, if you were checking the long feed, you may have seen the flooding has subsided somewhat. It's chilling out a little bit. Which does actually have me thinking, if we quickly nip our the grafter split, are we still using, yeah, slightly but not as much, this secondary flood passage here on the river. And it does look like that's as many of these triangle buildings we can fit in, so we're going to have to drop the lock depth down to 2, and that gives us a 3x2 triangle building, and it gets even better, a 2x2 triangle building. How good is that? Means I can absolutely squeeze all the buildings in here. Of the triangle variety, of course. No need fancy pants high-rise estate is complete without a fancy pants urban parquet. Or 2, or 3. And if I'm cheeky, maybe even 4. But no fancy parks doing this end near the school, cause this end we've got a fancy floral arrangement. Look at that beaut. You're walking home from work from a hard day's graft and the graft has split and you're like, I didn't want to go in the portal. I do like the water though. But I do want to sniff the flowers because it looks so pretty from the top of me tiny apartment here. Let's go on up the lift. It starts off a bit slow, but then it gets quick. And then you end up on the roof observing all of the moving traffic. Well, there's a lot of it. Look, it's backing up the actual motorway. This spiral boot is like a super high, ultra efficient, maximum capacity interchange. And it's full? Well, it's only full because there's some dodgy shenanigans going on under Grundever there. Under the water that's no longer flooding the city. Ho ho! But anywho, as I was saying, this looks so pretty. And don't mind that we're going to levitate off the end of the building. Looks so pretty from above, doesn't it? Such a pretty little floral arrangement. The dogs bloody love it, didn't you? You love pissing on me bushes. Anyway, I'll leave yous be. Enjoy your stroll through the big estate here. While I show off the nonsense that is the traffic on the spiral about. I get out the bus lanes, I can see you. Bike and all. It's bus only, it's not bus lane. Super specific rules to only a few countries/states. But yeah, now, other than that, I want to show yous me fancy pathways over here. So, I added a path around the back of the school, easy access for the kids. Of the 12,000 kids that are going in here, I popped a tiny little bit of stub off here to connect into the cul-de-sac, the floral arrangement one. Now that's how people can connect into schools and everything. Now if we scoot our way along here, we're going to come to another path just there that people are using. I love seeing people use it. We've got our parks and everything on this side. We're shortly going to come across another path. And there should be... Oh, look at this park. It's absolutely wonderful. Just don't mind the traffic around the Heath pub with terrace. But anywho, read at the end here. There's another little fancy bit of pathway that splits off. So you can go whichever direction you choose along the quayside here. Oh, and yeah, nah, I need to raise this bit of quayside, gives a sec. Now, currently, you see, it is not wheelchair accessible. Whereas now, you could roll your chair on there and get a nice scoot downhill onto the quay. Can't believe this traffic, like. Oh, look at the people, though. We're all at 860 odd people a month coming in. 300 and odd caulking it, like. 8,000 a month moving in. 1,600 moving away, though. I'm a bit scared of that. I'm a bit scared that we've got the education of the high school variety at all. Come here. I need to get out of there because it's too laggy. Oh, we're just on the cusp. We are on the cusp of needing more high school education. We've got a fully upgraded French high school. We've got a fully upgraded German high school. I think it might be time to officially select operating districts for these two bad lads. And then, in the back courtyard here of the high school, we're going to plop down an education box, of which provides high school education to 10,000 students. Only the ones that live in Terrace Hills, though. And then, yeah, nah, I'm going to do the same over at the French high school over here for the evergreen swampers, because I'm pretty sure it's going to start filling up once the kids that have inevitably moved in here get high school age. Oh, it disappeared. Well, that's annoying. I was going to say for this one, I put it in the archway, but it's disappeared. You can't even see it. But there is a 10,000 capacity school there. You can just see it if I hover over it right. In there, hanging about. Alright, so now we should be tickety-boo with capacity. I see the state of this, man. We almost need to upgrade our bloody elementary capacity. I just put 20,000 capacity down. I am a tad concerned about the university, though. I don't particularly want to start cheating with the blocks for that. So let's have a look. What upgrades we've got? External building. 2,000 students, though. I reckon we could squeeze that in somewhere, like. The library's 8,500 capacity. The library's massive, though. That library is actually massive. Extension wing, 2,000 students. Part of the building? Oh, wrong part of the building. Yeah, nah, that won't work, unfortunately. just ever so slightly won't work. Oh, couldn't you get it the way I thought they were coming this way? We can leave it on the lines for now. Yeah, no, we don't want to disrupt the trains. Well, look, we do still have a little bit of capacity, so we'll not worry about it just yet. I will say maybe we need to do something about all of this traffic, though. Like, when your city's gridlocked, it can get a tad inefficient. Like, for example, this emergency services route here for all the ambos to use. It's clogged up with knobheads in their normal vehicles. Still next to no traffic coming out of here, though. Thanks to everybody parking underground in the Terrace Hills parking estate. But just look at the state of the traffic here because of people not being properly. But no, seriously, look. This traffic is absolutely mental. It goes on for miles and miles. Or it even causes lag. That's how many miles and miles it goes on for. Oh, no, it's actually going on a lot further than I thought. How's this much traffic, mate? Mate! Every single car here is here because of that one dodgy bit of merge. It's starting to back up. It's starting to back up the bloody slip roads! And when did this happen? When did this happen? When did that little squiggle happen? That's uncalled for, that. Like, I'm sorting that out right here, right now. Sorted. Oh, yeah, because once the score slip roads back up to this roundabout, this entire side of the industrial estate is done, including all of our hearses, even our brand new hearse garage that we put on the UE. And then if that starts backing up and gets bad enough to the point where it backs up all the way up to here, this is a very precarious bit of intersection action here. This will back up immediately. And then our whole industrial estate, our whole grafter's split, will grind to a halt of the traffic variety. And I mean, I'm not talking about future problems. Like, it's here. It's like knocking on my doorstep. Knock, knock. I'm about to destroy your city with gridlock traffic. So, to fix this, I'm thinking we need to introduce a little bit more housing. Just a little bit, mind you, not loads. We just need a little bit more low-rent housing of the Eastern European variety. Like, for example, one here, a good couple up here, and I say we can squeeze one in there. Oh, not forgetting squeezing one at the end of the cul-de-sac. Right now, I reckon that's all the low-density housing that we need. Although, that's not all the low-density housing that we want. And with this little bit of space we've got here, I'm going to create a whole new path for these poor feckers to get up and doing from home. Including a fancy key path round the back. Oh, of course it messed the zoning up. Why wouldn't it? It's always going to mess the zoning up. There we go. Happy days. Everyone can continue living their lives. And you know what? I think this area needs to be rejigged somewhat. But not necessarily into low-rent housing. I want to try and... Oh, is there actually no signature? All right. Oh, limping here. Oh, I thought it was this way round, not this way round. Ooh. Didn't get wrong. We'll make it work. And by make it work, I'm going to pick these properties and replop them down. Well, as per usual, it got a bit out of hand, but we've now got the wonderful little Eastern European low residency lots with commercial buildings to supply them with quality... Sorry, no, not quality. Cheap. Still legally classified as food. I was about to come on and say the little path rejig worked perfectly, but it didn't. It bloody disconnected itself. Oh, no, I don't want to connect you on properly and actually make it a proper connection. I just want to do... Oh, one of them. There you go. Event, I said didn't kick off for your zoning. Right, now, you shouldn't be kicking off with your zoning. Divot makers, I will. I said I would. Now you can just despawn in peace. And I hope you like going upstairs when you got up here. Look, old mate's running down in slow motion, yes, but running down, it's that steep. Look at them just sprinting. They're so happy to get out and move into their new house. Why is there so many people? Oh, yeah, that's right. These are probably all, like, moving away. They are going really fast. Like, why are you sprinting? Like, they are whipping out a full-blown sprint doing there to get out. Or, like, wherever they're going. I'm curious now. These ones that are sprinting, I want to pick one and follow them. You, I picked you. Now, let's follow you. Where are you off? Child running home from school? Oh, that's right. There's 10,000 kids at that German elementary school there. Let's check on it. How are we doing? Let's run the back here, wasn't it? Oh, that's right. They bloody disappeared, haven't they? Well, I can only assume that it's doing tickety-boo. Oh my, look at this traffic. Not even in our tiles. I cannot believe this is chock-a-block all the way up, like. It is, though. There's vehicles absolutely everywhere on each level here. There's just more and more slow-moving cars. Oh, this side as well. The whole thing. The loop of ruined. What? Why? Why are you coming out to go back in? For realsies though? What is going on in this motorway here? You know what? It's underground. I can't say it. I'm not particularly bothered. What I am particularly bothered about, on the other hand, is switching up to 4K here. Oh, the big 4K is coming out. I'm leaving the hood on and pressing Speed 3. That's right. The big speedy up bit is here. The big speedy up bit that's going to end the penultimate episode. Now, the reason I'm leaving the hood on is so if we get past like 96,000 or, 100,000 is the real goal, but don't tell anybody else that, we'll actually be able to see it. And I figured because of the angle I'm at here, you can only really see the traffic on the spiral about, which is why I picked it, by the way. So you can gauge how the traffic's going on the rest of the city and generally how the sort of services are working out, because you'll see the ambulance and the waiting for hearses and the other traffic build-up points, they'll all start disappearing, or not. All I've got to say is, however this speedy up bit ends, is precisely how we're starting the finale. And I would really love to get to 100,000 sims like for the finale. Or during the finale. 100,000 sims in your starting tiles. I think that's a bloody fair achievement, that like. Especially when your starting tiles look as beautiful as mine do. Oh, and don't worry, I'm gonna be prettying up these starting tiles during the finale like nobody's business. You're barely gonna be able to recognise them. Damn, that's a sexy city right there. Ho ho! You didn't think I forgot to say toodaloo, did ya?